Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited.
Find the frames you love at Quartz Optical. Shop today and enjoy 50% off our wide selection of fashionable frames. Choose from our flexible payment plans from 3 to 24 months. Schedule your appointment online today at www.quartzoptical.com. Remember, at Quartz Optical, your comprehensive eye exam is always free. So come in and find the frames you love at 50% off only at Quartz Optical. See in store for details. Quartz Optical, value you can see.
Welcome back to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited. First, on the local scene, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has expressed concern about the rising rate of obesity and poor nutrition in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Prime Minister Gonsalves, while speaking on WEFM's Issue at Hand program, called on Vincentians to take action to correct this issue. He also acknowledged his own shortcoming in this regard and noted that he has made an effort to make healthy choices. We hear more from the Prime Minister.
The job of policing is very dynamic, and some may not want to hear this. The data show that the number of obese persons, though across the board, you have more women obese than men, and you have child obesity increasing. There is people eating too much food and too much of the wrong food. I make the point last week, I think. I don't know if it's on your program. Ralph can talk about this because Ralph has been a sinner in this regard. But you notice I've been losing my weight. And it is always better to have a sinner who has come to redemption, to talk about sin, than to have a holier than thou person who believes they're born without sin.
That was the Prime Minister, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. The Prime Minister encouraged the Vincentian public to cut back on the consumption of fast foods and sugary soft drinks, suggesting they instead be substituted with fruit, vegetables, and foods that are high in fiber content. 10 finalists will this Friday, February 17th, contest the final business plan competition to be held under the Women's Empowerment Project. They qualified for the finals after they were drafted into the Entrepreneurial Elite category of the WEP when they participated in the third and final cohort of the project, which is funded by the Republic of China on Taiwan and implements through the Taiwan Technical Mission and the Center for Enterprise Development Incorporated. They each received a grant of $9,300 at a grant award ceremony on February 3rd, at which a total of $243,000 was distributed among 31 women who participated in this final cohort from August to December last year. 3 of the finalists will each win cash prizes of $26,000 and an award. They will pitch their business ideas to a panel of judges who will assess them in several areas, including business feasibility, revenue generation, sustainability, and innovation. Still on the local scene, 2022 was not a very good year for the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, says Commissioner of Police Colin John. Commissioner John said that following the recording of a record number of homicides in St. Vincent and the Grenadines last year, the police have since gone back to the drawing board and continue to go back to the drawing board in order to find ways to improve their policing. We hear more from SVG's Commissioner of Police.
The job of policing is very dynamic, and we always have to ensure that we do an assessment of our performance. The year 2022 was not a very good year for the police. We recorded record homicides, and this is not a proud record for the Royal St. Vincent Grenadines Police Force. Hence, we went back to the drawing board. We are still going back to the drawing board to look at areas in which we can ensure that that record is not repeated and that we police St. Vincent and the Grenadines in a more effective and efficient manner. More specifically, the issues of homicide in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
That was the Commissioner of Police, Colin John. Commissioner John said that the RSVGPF is currently looking at areas such as community collaboration as it relates to the prevention and detection of crime in an effort to restore the public's confidence in the police force. On to news in the region. Joshonia Edwards of the Versailles High School in St. Kitts and Nevis was named the Caribbean's top female CXC CCSLC student of 2022. Edwards, who is a Year 1 student at the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College, received her award earlier this week at a virtual CXC Regional Top Award ceremony hosted by the Turks and Caicos Islands. The award for the most outstanding performance by a male student in the Caribbean Certificate of Secondary Level Competence examinations was won by Ethan Harrigan of Albina Lake Hodge Comprehensive School, Anguilla. Joshonia Edwards of Versailles High School, St. Kitts and Nevis won the award for the most outstanding female student. They both achieved grades of master in all of their subjects: English, digital literacy, integrated science, mathematics, and social studies. A Jamaican-born man pleaded guilty on Friday to the 2021 murder of his girlfriend and the wounding of her son during a dispute in Antigua and Barbuda. Linson Boyd appeared in the Antiguan High Court where he admitted to killing 47-year-old Althea Henry, a passport office employee. Media reports said he also confessed to wounding Henry's son with intent to do grievous bodily harm. The case has been adjourned to March 16th for a social inquiry report to be prepared. Henry was found dead at her Cashew Hill home by police on June 20th, 2021, after an altercation with her companion. She had multiple injuries to her body. Her son was also discovered at the house with multiple injuries to his upper body and left eye. He was treated and released from the hospital. Following investigations, Boyd was arrested and charged. On the international scene, the U.S. military is unsure what 3 flying objects it shot out of the skies of North America were and how they were able to stay aloft. U.S. President Joe Biden ordered another object, the 4th in total this month, to be downed on Sunday. As it was traveling at 20,000 feet, it could have interfered with commercial air traffic, the U.S. said. The military commander said it could be a gaseous type of balloon or some type of propulsion system. He added he could not rule out that the objects were extraterrestrials. The latest object shot down over Lake Huron in Michigan, near the Canadian border, has been described by defense officials as an unmanned octagonal structure with strings attached to it. And finally, in sports, former England captain Ewan Morgan has announced his retirement from all forms of cricket. The 36-year-old, who was born in Dublin, stepped down from the international game in June. Under Morgan's guidance, England won the World Cup in 2019 and reached the top of the one-day and 2020 rankings. Morgan said on Monday that he was retiring from the sport after much deliberation. Morgan, who made 275 appearances for Middlesex across all formats, scoring 8,913 runs, also captained London Spirit in the 100, as well as Kolkata Knight Riders in the Indian Premier League. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 p.m. for WEFM's 3 p.m. News. WEFM's Midday News is brought to you with a kind compliment of Quartz St. Vincent Limited.
Get the kind of value you'll love that's unmatched at Quartz now. We're unmatched in quality and prices. Buy any item and get up to 30% off the second item of same or equal value store-wide. When you shop with Ready Finance, you can get it now with no cash and pay over time. Now that's unmatched value.